Hey guys, so I have some really good news to share with you, which is amazing considering everything else that I've shared with you guys has been a little bit depressing. So it is only June 22nd, so it is not even a camp yet, but since this is going to be kind of like my camp vlog, I figured I would just tell you guys anyway. So I had such a beautiful day today. So quarantine has been, like, my schedule has been completely off. Like I've obviously been completely unmotivated, right? You guys are very aware of that. So writing has been really hard for me. But I've recently decided I don't know, when I'm going to be going back to work, so I kind of just want to use my time to the best of my ability. So I've kind of, gotten off my ass is basically what I'm trying to say. And I've invested in a couple writing courses that I'm so excited about. So I'm really excited to tell you guys like how that goes, like let you know if I think the classes were worth it, how much they are, what I learned from them, if I recommend them, all that good stuff. So expect that sometime later. Probably not anytime soon because I have several of them to go through. But anyway, so I'm really excited about that. So in last video I was telling you guys my camp plan, my camp NANO plan. So I didn't do any writing today. It is already 10:30 p.m. I might sit here maybe for a little bit and try, but I haven't really done like any actual edits, but I have started plotting my two other projects, so I'm really excited about that. On one of the projects I only have like the biggest parts left. I'm gonna save the cat because you guys know that I love Save the Cat. So it's fun and games, bad guys close in, and then the finale. But I have like all of my other smaller points. So I'm really excited about that. I did some really good work on that today. And then I started doing some like basic thinking on the series that I for sure want to self-publish I was telling you guys about. So that one, I'm assuming is going to be a little bit longer. Right now it's at 4 books, maybe 5, who knows, we'll see how it goes towards the end. But for sure 4 books, probably a little bit shorter than my Devil's Air series. So probably, I have no idea. No idea. I'm not even going to front with you guys. I have no idea. So yeah, I started doing the plotting for that, and by plotting I mean like I have like a notebook obviously, and I've dedicated several pages for books 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Save the Cat beats. So as I go through them I will do that, and then I've just started kind of writing up some ideas, just brain dumping. So I have like the first probably like 10 to 15% of the book done. So right now I'm waiting to my next scene that's going to happen is going to be introducing my B character, so my second main character. So that is where I'm at in the first book. But yeah, I just had such a good day. I wanted to share it with you guys, let you know that progress is happening. So I am working on the book that I want to attempt to traditionally publish, but I am 100% okay with self-publishing it if that doesn't work out, and then the series that I for sure want to self-publish. And then I kind of like decided, so I had a long time ago, and I mean like a long time ago, years ago, I had come up with a sort of like vampire idea, and you guys know I love vampires. Vampires are what started my obsession with reading and writing. Twilight changed my life, all that good stuff. And the vampires are like kind of coming back in. We have, let me show you guys, I have one right here. I'm actually planning on doing a collaboration with my friend Allison Aldridge. She's also a vampire lover, so I'm planning on doing a collab with her. And I have Crave by Tracy Wolf. So I haven't started yet, but I'm really excited about it. I heard it's basically just kind of your like trashy vampire book. Like it's like good, but like also kind of like a little bit cringy, but I love it. So I'm excited to do that. And so that is actually traditionally published. That is from Entangled. And then The Beautiful obviously came out. I have not read that one yet, so I have to pick that up. And I know both of these already have a sequel. I think the sequel to The Beautiful is The Damned, and then I'm not sure the title for the Crave sequel, but I have seen the cover. So I know those are coming back in. And then if you're watching me, you're an indie author, well, you support indie authors, so you probably know Jessie Elliott. She has a serial, I think is a correct. And her critique partner, KJ Sutton, they've been doing like a serial. So they have books 1, 2, 3, 4, but they're like super short, maybe like 90-ish pages each, and they came out like within, you know, weeks of each other. So they finally combined all of those into one hardback, so I'm super excited to see their take on it. You guys know I love vampires. I love all kinds of vampires. I love the sparkly vampires. I love the mostly the hot vampires, let's be real. I love the sparkly vampires. I love the underworld vampires. That is where I got introduced to shoot, what's his name? You guys know exactly who I'm talking about. He's from the Hunger Games. Theo James. Ugh, I will never forget when he came out in Underworld, whatever the movie was, and he had those like glowing blue eyes. Be still my heart. So I love them all. I've showed like my vampire books and stuff. Like I have 3 complete shelves of vampire romance. More like 3.5, and then I have a shelf of vampire young adult. So I love vampires, you guys. So I had this idea like I said years ago. I started it, I probably had like the first chapter, but the idea has never left me, so I think I'm gonna go for it. And I know with traditionally publishing, like the you either like get in right on time or you miss it. So let's be real, I'm really busy. I have no idea when I'm going to be able to start this, so I probably will have missed the vampire train, but like I said, I'm going to try, and if I miss it, I'm completely okay with self-publishing it, because I've seen so many people who are hashtagging bring back vampires. So yeah, it might, that, I mean, and again, that's a beautiful thing about self-publishing too, is you can completely extend however you want. So like I said, my Devil's Air trilogy, I'm planning for it to be a trilogy. They are a little bit longer, and that's just kind of how it is. But you have people like Sarah Cannon, who her one series is like over 12 books. So it just completely depends, you know, like you can extend it as far as you want, or there's some series like Lindsay Sands, who I'm thinking about, her Argenu, I forgot, but her family series, like each book revolves around a different family member, but they're all like tied. So anyways, that's a beautiful thing about self-publishing. You can kind of do whatever you want. If you want to pull like a Jessie Elliott and her critique partner, you can do that, like do shorter little serials, or you can do, like I said, a Bethany Atazada, which is what I'm trying to do for my next series, which is have, you know, the majority of your series complete before you even publish the first one, so you can do them every, you know, 6 months, every 2 months, whatever works best for you. Or sorry, that's a firework. You can do whatever you want, and that's a beautiful thing about self-publishing. You are not tied to a traditional publisher, because you never know if you're going to get a sequel or not. So anyways, that is my update for you guys. This is already almost 10 minutes long, so sorry. No, I'm not. But yeah, I just feel really good, and I'm really excited to give you guys some content, give you guys some vlogs, do some vampire collaborations. You guys know the writing classes I recommend, and all that good stuff. So I will see you in my next update. Hey guys, it's the next day, so it is still June 23rd, but I don't know if you've noticed, there's light. So it's only 2 p.m, but I wanted to quickly hop on and do a little update for you guys. I've been working all morning on plotting for my rude dog for my book that I would like to traditionally publish. Don't mind my messy desk back there, that's just how I work. That I would like to traditionally publish. So I was telling you guys last night that I still have basically like all the super big pieces that I need to plot, and that is still true, but I finally got down my 5-point finale. So again, if you've read Save the Cat, if you haven't, what are you doing? It is so good. Like, I would not know how to plot if it wasn't for that book. So Coda, don't mind my rude dog. Anyway, so I finally got down my 5-point finale and my final scene. So I have that down. I feel pretty good about it. I'm going to switch gears and try to do some plotting for my other series, which is my For Sure self-publishing series. Coda, will you please stop it? So anyways, just wanted to do that quick little update for you guys while it was still light out. And yeah, I feel pretty good about it. Yeah, I guess I won't really talk about it yet, because I don't want to give anything away, obviously. But like I was telling you guys in that last clip, the thing about traditionally publishing is you never know, right? You never know if you're going to be picked up for a sequel. So you kind of have to wrap the book up in a place where it's okay if it never continues. So I feel like where I have it right now, like, that's at a pretty good place. Like, it's a little bit of a cliffhanger. Like, you kind of want to know, like what's the next piece, right? Like, what's the continuing story? But if it completely ended there, I feel like at least the characters had like that full arc, and they all kind of got to where they wanted to be, if that makes any sense. I'm sure I would 100% get some WTF, how could you leave us that way? But again, wouldn't be my fault because it is not in my hands anymore. So anyways, just want to throw that out there for you guys who are still considering, you know, traditional publishing versus self-publishing and all of that good stuff. Because again, with self-publishing, you could do whatever you want. If you want to leave off of a big cliffhanger, you can absolutely do that. If you want to wrap your book up, you can absolutely do that. And obviously your book should always be like somewhat wrapped up. Like, each story should have its own story. Like Harry Potter is what, you know, one of the big examples. Each book has its own like story within the story. So obviously you need to wrap up that story within the book, but if you wanted to leave it at a cliffhanger, you can do that. Or even like I was thinking about it a little bit earlier, like The Cruel Prince, like that series. I remember I was listening to the audiobook, and after the first one ended, I was like, what the fuck? And I know a lot of people felt that way too, even about the second book, The Wicked King, because I didn't start the series until all 3 books were out, so that was kind of beneficial for me. But I didn't have the 3rd book like physically on me. It was still like being shipped to me when I finished the second one, and I was livid. I was so livid, but I needed to know what happened next. So I mean, those books you know, leave you wanting more, definitely leave you wanting more. But she's also, Holly Black is also a very predominant author. She's a very well-known author, so of course she was going to get her series, you know. Well, like debut novelists or even just smaller novelists, you never know. So anyways, that is my little update for you guys. I'm pretty happy with the 5-point finale and the final image, and I've been thinking about bigger picture stuff for Fun and Games and then Bad Guys closing in. So I don't have like my exact everything written out, because those are both like 20% of the book, so they're very big portions of the book, but I'm like getting like those little bits that I know need to happen in that area, if that makes sense. And then obviously as I actually start plotting, so using Scrivener and then doing my chapters, doing the notes for the chapter, then I'll kind of flesh everything out. But at least right now I like to have like what needs to be in that general section. So anyways, that is my update. I don't know why these are always so long. It's already 5 minutes, but yeah, now I'm going to jump into my other project and try to do some work over there. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. Hi guys, one last update. It is technically June 24th, so it's technically Wednesday because it is midnight right now, but I wanted to do a quick little update because I've officially, well, not like officially, but I have pretty much the entire Save the Cat Beats for the book that I for sure am going to self-publish, so that's super exciting. So I have the first out of at least probably like 4 books done, so I feel really good about it. I think at this point I'm just like, because I'm so used to doing bigger books, like The Devil's Heir was 100,000 words, The Hell Game, I don't even know, probably like 120 to 130. Right now we're about 135,000 and we're still not done yet, but I still have to do major edits and stuff, so I'm hoping to keep it like as low as possible because big books are expensive to print. So anyways, I think I'm just having like a harder time visualizing where the percentages are going to be, if that makes sense, because in Save the Cats they give you like a percentage, right? It's like the midpoint is obviously 50%, and then, you know, all the other beats will have a percentage. So I'm just kind of like having a hard time because I'm expecting this book to be a little bit smaller because it is going to be a longer, it is going to be a longer series. So I think I'm just like overthinking it right now. But I pretty much have everything done. I still need to do the final 5 points for the finale, and then obviously the closing scene, but everything else I pretty much have like a good idea. I have the first like 20% like for sure down, and then Fun and Games is 20 to 50%, and that is like pretty much like the biggest portion of the book, one of the biggest portions of the book. And the author, Jessica Brody, basically says that is kind of where your like hook is, so that's why people pick up the book. So it's like your synopsis, why people are interested. So that obviously needs some work. Clearly I don't have like a blurb ready for it right now, so I don't have an idea about that, but I kind of have like an idea of what that section is going to be like about. And then obviously so much work needs to be done. Like I said, this is just like the very bare bones kind of version of it, but I've come up with some pretty good ideas that I'm excited about. I need to flesh out my characters a lot bit more before I even attempt, because like I said, I've been struggling really hard with The Devil's Heir because it is a sequel and like those character arcs. So I want to make sure I have my characters down super solid, especially if I'm going to be with them for quite a while. So anyways, just want to give that update because I've been on a roll. Like, I know you guys saw my last camp vlog and it was such a struggle. Like, literally getting 100 words was super hard for me, and I'm gonna be honest, it still kind of is. Like I said, it's already midnight, so I'm not gonna work on the Hell Game tonight because I've spent all day plotting. So yeah, I basically finished plotting this first book. Well, I would say like 70% done plotting this first book. By plotting, obviously very, very big, like big. And then I was working on my other project. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was thinking more of the setting and the era that that's going to be in. So I was doing like a lot of research about that. And then I was doing, I know I was doing stuff for it, but I don't really remember what I was doing. Wait, let me just look. What was I doing? Gosh, I've been sitting at my desk for so many freaking hours that all my hours are kind of blending in. Yes, I finished the 5 points and the final image. So all I have left for this plot is, let's see, Fun and Games. So again, that is the biggest portion of the book, and that is why people typically pick up your book. That's where your like hook is. So I just have that left to finish, but the finale, everything else is done. The final image is done. And then for the one I'm working on right now, so the for sure self-published, I have the finale that I have to finish, which is the 5 points and then the final image. Everything else is kind of rocky. I know that I'm still a bit of like a plantser, because I know like some plotters, like they're hardcore. They'll do like 60 pages of like a full plot, and I'm like, that's basically the book, like, Jesus Christ. So even the fact that I had like this much detail is like huge for me. So for my update for Camp Nano, I'm probably gonna do, well, I'm hoping to have let's see, how many days left are there in this month? So from today, there's exactly 1 week, if I'm considering this to be Tuesday, since I haven't gone to sleep yet. There's exactly 1 week left in the month. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I have a good feeling about it. Like I said, I've been on such a roll that I will have all of the plotting, all of my Save the Cat beats done by Camp Nano, so by July. And then in July, I can just spend the time doing those chapter plots. So like I said, Scrivener, I do like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and then on the notes section is where I kind of write everything that's going to happen in that specific chapter. So that should help me a lot, especially with this self-published book, because like I said, I'm expecting it to be a little bit shorter, but we'll see. I have no idea. So I'll have like a better idea once I start getting those chapter numbers down. And then so hopefully I'm going to do the same for the idea I want to attempt to traditionally publish, and then obviously work on the Hell game. So that is my camp plan. I am much more ahead of the game than I thought I was going to be, so I feel really good about that. I definitely need to schedule more time for actual writing during the day, because you guys know I'm like a nighttime writer. This is kind of the time that I thrive, like 9 to midnight, but I just find myself like being distracted, like really distracted, or I get like pretty tired, so I'm like, oh, I don't really want to do it. And I mean, even during the day, you know, I'm usually pretty distracted. Like, I've been working on these two plots all day, but like I said, I feel really good about them. So I just need to be better at like scheduling time to really just sit down and write. Like, even if it's only 30 minutes, do what I can in those 30 minutes, so that I'm not sitting there for 3 hours like, you know, blah 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 blah, type, distracted, type, distracted, you know. So I need to get a little bit better at that, so that way I can for sure work on all 3 of these projects throughout camp. Because if I can do all 3 during camp, that's gonna be like the sickest month ever. Like, it's gonna be so productive. I'm gonna feel so freaking good about it. So that is my hope. And I want to kind of start my days earlier. I know I was talking to you guys about this earlier, but I want to start my days a little bit earlier, because right now I start my days at, well, my alarm is at like 9 o'clock, because again, I don't go to sleep until like after midnight. And then I kind of like, you know, BS for like an hour before I officially sit down and work, and that's already 10 o'clock. And that's only for the past 2 days, which I told you guys, I think I told you guys how I got like super sunburnt from being at the lake. So I haven't done any of my workout or hikes. So I want to start my days earlier, because if I start my work day at like 9 o'clock, or even like 10 o'clock, then, you know, I can have that morning to do my workouts and my hikes, which are super important to me, because that is when I take my dog out. And obviously he needs a good exercise too. So anyways, yeah, I want to start my days earlier, but then that means I can't stay up later, and that's normally when I thrive. So like I love to be up super, like in college when I would get up on like a Saturday to go to a coffee shop and write, I would get up early by like 7 o'clock to get there at like 7:30. So I either thrive super early, or I thrive super late. So that's kind of been like a struggle for me. But anyways, maybe next week, or maybe like for the first week of camp, because July 1st is Wednesday, so maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so the first 3 days I'm going to try to do like a plan my day, so like this hour, and try to follow that like as best as I can, to get myself into that routine of this project, this project, this project. And then obviously if I'm in the groove, you know, I'll stay with this, but then at least I'll like give myself that reminder, like, hey, you should switch gears and at least try to do a little bit of something else, because I've still been like kind of on that struggling bus writing. The other day I had like a really good day. I had like 1,000 words. That was super good for me. But I've been like still struggling with that. The Hell game has just been, it's been so hard on me. But I've been like really good at plotting, so I just need to force myself to have that time, because yeah, it's great if I could plot a book, but if I can't get it out to you guys, what's the point? So anyways, that is my update. This is already a super long video, but like I said, I've been having such good days that I just want to share with you guys. Maybe you can feed off of my momentum as we go into camp. And yeah, I'm really excited to get these next books out for you guys. I am really enjoying them, and yeah, to just continue to write for you guys. So anyways, that's my update. I'm gonna go to sleep and try to calm my mind down a little bit, or else it's just gonna be like, you know, spinning around in my head and I'll never get to sleep. So anyways, good night, guys. Hey guys, so I quickly want to wrap up this vlog. Quickly wrap this up so I can get a new vlog for you guys starting tomorrow, which is Monday, and I'm really excited. Like I said, I am looking for accountability, so vlogging for you guys will hold me accountable. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Happy camp, since I'll be seeing you the following week after camp started. So hopefully it started off strong for you guys, and as always, let me know what you're working on down below.